Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Uh-huh. Want some candy?
About when she did it, like, oh god, she looks like that holiday. Oh, there it goes.
That's all I'm gonna start. I'm gonna laugh at every time I do it. I gotta do it like this now. I'm awkward.
All right.
Oh.
Hello? Who's there?
Mrs.
I'm sorry, what? Who's there?
Candygram.
I don't get candygrams.
Chelsea Blackheart. Oh.
You don't sound anything like Shotzi, and I know she's out of town right now, so no.
Dominic.
Oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever. Come in. It's summer.
It's summer, candy killers. Woo! We're back. Oopzilla's back. Scarlett Rick is back, and we're going to talk about Steven Spielberg's 1975 awesome sea creature movie, Jaws.
It's part of our newest series that we're calling something about sea creatures, summers, monsters, swimming, something. We don't know yet, but it's in the title. And
it's already there, and we'll figure it out later.
Read it as you click to listen to this.
So
we'll get there.
Yeah, and we're totally not doing this whole thing again, or at least this first happening at all.
And this isn't the third episode that we've had to do this with because of fucking Nicolas Cage and his bullshit. I know it's you, Nicholas Coppola.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah,
it's him.
It's him. Of course it is. He's literally sitting on some like creepy, like neon green leather snake print couch with his child wife who's pregnant, watching like Downton Abbey, being like, "Oh yeah, they're recording Candy Killers tonight, and I just fucked with them bad because I'm a method actor, and I'm goth. I'm goth. I have to go feed our pet bat. I'll be back.
I think there should be a show called Downtown Abbey, where it's just about some working chick in the 70s. Downtown Abbey.
Show?
I don't know what it. I thought it was Downton Abbey. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is Downtown Abbey.
I thought it was. I think it's called Downtown Abbey.
I don't know, man. I'm American. It's Downtown Abbey.
Is it pronounced? I'll ask my British boyfriend.
Yeah. Scarlett has an in. We're gonna figure this out.
We'll figure it out.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry if I offended anyone.
Yeah, it's Downton, not downtown. But Downtown Abbey.
I don't know.
I always thought it was Downtown Abbey.
I don't believe you. I believe a lot of stuff, but
I don't know if you can see that. I googled it. It's Downton Abbey.
Oh my god.
Downton, Downton, Downton.
Tom's gonna be very disappointed.
But Downtown Abbey sounds way better. And she's just like some jive talking hooker in the 70s with a sweet afro and like big boots. Yeah, go down.
Oh my god,
Downtown Abbey.
You're right. It's not Downton Abbey. I feel like my life is a lie and I've never watched this show. But listen, honestly, that was me doing a Nicholas Cage obviously thinks it's Downton Abbey. So,
I think that's fine.
I stand on my word.
I'm going to call it Downtown. I've never referred to that show ever in my life, but from now on, it's Downton Abbey.
That's what I've always referred to it as. So he changes that.
It is Downton Abbey. I can't believe that. I mean, honestly, this makes the boring people I know who watch it more boring.
Yeah.
That's true.
Downton Abbey sounds so much more interesting than Downton Abbey.
Tell you, Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
If anyone listening to this wants to do a new TV series, I'm saying that we will all be involved. Hands down, if it's called Downtown Abbey, because I feel like there's a real void right now.
I'm telling you. Don't mess with Downtown Abbey. She'll really mess you up. You jive turkey, you know. Anyway, aside from Downtown Abbey and plowing dicks that you guys didn't hear,
I'm so happy to learn something today. I always say I want to learn something new every day, and that's what I just learned.
Yeah. So let's learn something and get down to some
plowing dicks.
Yeah, plowing dicks. Been plowing all the dicks. I'm picking up the slack for everybody.
So yeah, Scarlett and I have decided to stop plowing dicks. This has become increasingly dangerous in our country. So thank fucking God, this man is a saint. He has stepped up to plow all the dicks.
All the dicks.
The dicks.
Who has two thumbs and is going to plow all the dicks? This guy.
That guy.
He just so for all of you who may not be being laid as much for whatever reasons, girls, not women, not wanting to have sex with men, E will have sex with you. Please.
All the dicks and all the loads.
MonsterCandyPodcast.com. I'll email you his address. Just show up and fuck him. He is waiting to be fucked. So he's good. Things are back to normal.
Let's get away from plowing dicks and plow through some horror news. Yes. So we're gonna do the short version of horror news for me. So check out Mad God. Phil Tippett's fucking shit. It's awesome, and would probably be more awesome if you were really high because it's fucking wild. Stranger Things. All the goddamn kids look way too old to be where they're at.
Eddie is 30. He's over 30.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to die. I like that guy.
At least I feel bad about it.
And Steve's hair keeps getting bigger. We talked about that.
Right.
You guys missed it because we didn't fucking record.
Max looks age appropriate. Everyone else.
Oh yeah. And fucking the kids who live in California, their mom is in Russia. Nobody cares. No one fucking cares. 11's in a lab. Does anyone know? No, nobody knows. Finn Wolfhard is just
breaks windows
really
with footballs.
Breaks windows.
Does that? Well, he then throws poorly and it bounces up and then denies it until he realizes there's cameras. But apparently he has a band too.
Yes,
I'm sure that band is good.
It's
like Maya Hawke, who had no ticket sales. Stranger Things came out, sold out a bunch of days near me. I am not going because I looked up her band and she's super cute, but I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I bought tickets to Corey Feldman. That's my horror news. He is playing with the Angels. I bought some pictures of the Frog Brothers. He's going to sign it, and I'm going to hug him and just say, I'm so sorry about your life and how it turned out because,
if
I probably didn't say that. But.
If the meet and greet is before the show.
That's true.
Yeah. And if it's after, like Scarlett said, he'd be super oily and slide between my fingers, like one of those little hot dog things you can't hold on to. And I don't want to touch any sweaty people, and definitely not a sweaty Corey Feldman. That's probably in my top 5 no's. No,
Yeah.
no,
And
no.
Tom
We're
Savini.
just plowing right through now. This is like a freight
pretty
train.
Tom Savini fucked
Oh, yeah.
your husband's beer run up when he was young with checks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked E if Tom Savini was at the Pittsburgh thing, and he said he
was.
I don't know if he was there. I'm sure he was one of the ones charging a lot of money because he's a fucking dick. So my husband, when he
checks.
was underage, him and his friends were at the beer store going to get beer with a fake ID, and they were like pumping themselves up, super psyched about it. And 2 people ahead of them was this like super creep. Guess who? And he's trying to pay with a fucking check, and his ID has a different address than his check, and he is shaking his checkbook like an angry Jewish man at a fucking bagel shop. And the woman's like, I can't take this. The addresses don't match. And he's like, everyone here knows who I am. Tom Savini. Sell me whatever the fuck, probably like a spritzer he was trying to buy.
That's probably some Iron City beer.
No,
or
not
Yingling. Might be Yingling. Maybe.
I like Yingling, man.
It's
fine.
You know.
If it's super cold. But anyways, while this is transpiring, one of the kids he's with brother or someone who knows them comes up and is like, you guys aren't of age, takes their beer away. So literally he stopped them from like getting drunk, possibly laid, like whatever. There was a party. So anytime he comes on TV, anything he's involved with comes on my TV, my husband just says fucking dick and walks out of the room and will not do it.
Not
he
good.
Says he's the worst. He actually says he's the worst thing that ever happened to Pennsylvania. Like he really has a chip on his shoulder about this fucking guy. And I mean, Pennsylvania is a sordid place.
There's some things that could go wrong.
That guy's the top of the list.
Yeah, but the Living Dead weekend,
I mean,
which is where I was at to see the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead, and the cast, and Bill Moseley was there, and they had Dawn of the Dead cast too, and some Day of the Dead cast. Ken Foree was there, and fucking Tony Todd. Ken Foree is a giant man.
Mm-hmm.
I got I mean, I've seen him at places, but never close. He was talking to John Russo when I went in to see John Russo and get a picture with him. And he just walked, they were talking, then he walked away and I shook his hand. But he's just like a mountain of a fucking man.
Yeah. He's got mitts.
He does. He has
mitts,
gigantic hands. I was like, boy, your hands are girthy. And he looked at me like, that's weird. It's a weird thing to say. I was like, you're girthy. And he's like, I'm leaving. I didn't really say that, but it's what I felt like saying. But no, he was super cool. Greg Nicotero was awesome. Wasn't charging for pictures. Come take a selfie with Greg Nicotero. But the funny thing he did say,
I mean, that name is just
Greg Nicotero.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
That's a man that's like named for success.
He's like,
hey,
yo,
name your kid for success. I'm Greg Nicotero.
A bippity boppity. Hey,
what do you do? Boo, hey,
meet the ball. But he was cool. He was like, give me your phone, let me take it. I was like, okay. I was like,
that's
a little creepy.
Well, but he explained it after. Whatever. He was like, yeah, every time people take pictures, they end up taking these pictures that fucking suck. So I just do it now. I'm like, I get it, and it did turn out to be a good picture. So
the one time I went to a con with my husband, Ernie Hudson picture is cool because someone else took it. The Mad Max picture, like Wes was there, and he's like,
right.
And it was funny because he was like, get your husband in, like you're gonna take a picture, thinking Christian was the one who wanted to meet him, and I'm like, no, he doesn't give a fuck about Mad Max. Like the picture's with me. So Christian takes a fucking weird, blurry picture without the backdrop, and he looks at it and is like, mate, like what the fuck? Like take another picture. So like he like lines it up and takes another one. I still have it. I'll post it one day. It is the blurriest, most bullshit picture you'll ever see. And he was so thrown off that like he made him retake the picture, but he was like, yeah, it's great, like Christian did. And then we got home and I was like, what the fuck?
What is
He said it was good. He's like, well, I fucked up the first one. I didn't want to piss him off. That guy's huge. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we paid for it. And he was super nice and not that huge and like wouldn't have cared. But
Yeah.
So I have a super great blurry picture. It says you can run, but you can't hide. And I love it because I love him.
Yeah.
And he had the best biceps ever. I have a bicep thing, so like I can't help. I can't help but like put my arm and like kind of squeeze a little bit. And he just looked at me while I did it and smiled, and I was like, "Yeah, you still got it."
It's like, why are your fingers in my armpit?
Why are you squeezing me?
No. It's like always right here.
Okay.
I just give it like a little, like, yeah. Good job, buddy.
Some people just cannot take pictures
It's true.
for whatever reason. They just
My
can't.
husband. He can take the most beautiful like outdoor landscape type pictures, but if it's like something that actually really has to be framed or of any sort of like living being, no.
Oh yeah, my mom was the same way.
Blind to it.
Finding all these old pictures from like the 80s from like disposable cameras and shit. Nothing's in focus. The background's in focus, but the people that you're supposed to be taking the picture of, they're just shapes. I'm like, what in the fuck were you doing? So yeah, some people just cannot take a picture.
Well, and it's funny too, because you talk about relationships and trying to compliment each other. I'll give us that. Like he can't fucking do it, and I'm the type of person that someone's like, I need a picture. I don't even look, and I'm like,
boom.
Like, oh my god, that looks professional. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I got this filter. I got this thing here. It needs to send it to you. There you go.
That's what's up. Scarlett Rick, you got something, don't you?
I did. I had it was a while ago when I saw it, but that the announcement of a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh yeah.
That was the one. Oh my god.
Is that what you had? See?
Yes. No. That was the one that I had and we hadn't recorded, and I was like, fuck, there was a good thing. Do it. I'm so excited.
So I guess the director's like a new guy. I don't know how to say his first name. It's like, I think it's Rhys, Rhys, something like that. Yeah. But Frank Waterfield. And it's being a Disney fan as I am and a horror fan. It's fun.
Same, girl.
But I don't like the first article I read. I was like, okay, like I don't know how they're going to do this because it didn't really explain it. And then now they're saying, I guess that like it's like Christopher Robin just didn't feed them, and then they go like they end up eating like Eeyore. That's already been said, and then they just go on a crazy killing spree.
Eeyore, right? Come on,
Eeyore, the depressed one. He's the first to go. He's the biggest. More meat.
I was gonna say he is kind of a fatty fat, losing his tail.
I mean, it's reasonable for sure.
He's pretty sundownsy, you know.
Yeah. Oh no. But yeah, and I guess like Pooh's gonna be like,
who would come looking for Eeyore?
Nobody. No one would. Nobody cares.
I mean, I
but
would.
Yeah, I know. Eeyore's always been my favorite. But yeah, it's weird, and I think like different articles I've read about it and everything, I'm just kind of like, all right. But then, like, part of me is like, I know it's gonna be terrible. It has to be terrible.
It's gonna be a shit show.
But I have to watch it. I'm gonna have to.
I mean, you've seen the pictures of the characters,
it's terrible. They look so bad.
No, I mean, I feel like this is gonna be Willy's Wonderland too, and I'm here for it.
Because I thought they were gonna like be people in costume. I thought that's like what it was supposed to be, like a person just wearing a mask of Pooh Bear and like a mask of Piglet. But no, these are supposed to be the real
that Liv Tyler
movie. Grow up.
What was the one with Liv Tyler with the 3 people that were coming forward with the dumb masks?
Stranger or I should know this. My friends like really likes it.
Yeah,
The Strangers, right?
I think so. Yeah. So same. When I saw the pictures, I thought it was something like that, and they were going to actually be like, these are like psycho fans or someone trying to emulate them.
Yeah.
But then they said that they were actually them, but it's very obviously people with masks on, with people bodies, and not bear or pig or rabbit or tiger bodies.
Yeah, it's gonna be like you said. I think it's gonna
or
have
owl
like
bodies.
a Willy's Wonderland thing. It's gonna be weird.
It might be good though.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey,
Could be.
they said it's gonna be nostalgic fun with a horror twist. So
We'll see.
I mean, I have to say, like, Willy's Wonderland gave me something that I hadn't had for a while. Whether that's good or bad, you know?
Nicolas Cage not talking in a
It was
movie.
a little fun.
Yeah.
That was the biggest gift ever. Except
So
for
great.
like, it's so funny. The one thing I fucking hate about the movie is the creepy look he gives the girl when he's in the car.
Yeah.
No, only because I feel like it doesn't fit. Because I actually think of him in that movie as kind of like a he has something else. Like it was very much like Grapes of Wrath sort of character, and
Yeah, could be.
who beats up animatronics, which is awesome, and drinks like Mountain Dew, but an off-brand Mountain Dew or Red Bull or whatever it was. But
Root beer, I think. I think it was root beer. Wasn't it root beer?
was it supposed to
think
be?
it was root beer.
Yeah. I would say like heavily caffeinated root beer, maybe.
Well, there you go. I don't know. I don't have anything else.
That was
Poor Eeyore.
I love him so much.
All right. So
That
yes.
fucking
So now we're gonna get into it. Now we're gonna get into 1975.
guy.
Steven Spielberg, magnificent movie.
Yeah.
That's right, Jaws, everybody. Fucking Jaws.
What's that?
As we all sang along, it's got to be the most recognizable fucking like
Oh yeah.
not entire score, but just like, theme part of a movie.
Absolutely.
Music. Gotta be. It's gotta be most iconic, I would say.
Well, I would say Jaws, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those three.
Yeah. I don't know.
John Williams was a genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's I think that whole freaking score is like perfectly suspenseful. It's insane.
It is. And I also like how they have like the little lighthearted moments when shit's serious, but it's like,
Yeah.
All right.
I actually saw an orchestra like play that score, like the
Oh,
whole
really?
thing. And I was like, there was like the one where I was like, oh, this is wow, I forgot that this actually has like more to it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So Steven Spielberg directed it, and it's based off the Peter Benchley novel by the same name, which typically the books are better than the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this
Did you know the
case.
author of the book is in the movie?
I did not.
So the news reporter. After the first attack, that's the author of the book.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The book is weird. Well, it's not weird. I mean, it's
I've
basically
never read it. Now I want to.
Well, it's basically the same movie, except there's like half of the book is about Brody and his wife and their like marital issues and how she cheats on him with
As
Hooper.
books are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Hooper is like, in the book, Hooper's like some young like stud, like biomarine stud. And he's like, hey, you know what I mean? And
he's like Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like this young throbbing stud, and his wife's like this ex-socialite that was like from Amity, but then she ended up marrying the blue collar cop and became like a mom and, totally like family woman and didn't do any of that shit anymore. No country clubs. So she's like a little bit resentful but like she's resentful, but it's not like she thinks it's his fault, but she's just bummed out that she doesn't get to live that life anymore, kind of. And she's getting older and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like a lot of the book. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like 2/3 of that book is about that. And then the last third is them on the boat looking for fucking Jaws and shit. Like, all right. But aside, all the other shit happens, like, that happens in the movie that happens in the book. So
Okay.
yeah, just
So this was funny for me because I actually have salacophobia,
Okay.
which is not just a fear of sharks, but like an irrational fear of sharks. And it's funny because I watch all kinds, like Ocean Ramsey, all the people who swim with sharks all the time that get into like saving them, and I love them so much. And throughout, the last probably 10 years when I've been in places where I can snorkel and be out in the water, like I am a water baby and I love it. But I'm someone that in movies, if people are underwater, that sound gives me an immediate like crazy claustrophobic feeling.
Right.
But what's crazier is I am more scared of sharks if I'm swimming in a swimming pool than I am in the ocean.
Interesting.
And I don't know what movie it was, but there was a movie back in the day where the pool had that like flap thing, like remember the water comes in and out, and there's something, but it goes through that and ends up living in the pool. And I saw it when I was very young, and that is what started, I think, the whole thing. It wasn't Jaws, because everyone's like, "Oh, Jaws," and I'm like, "No, it wasn't Jaws." And it's crazy. I will not swim. I mean, I don't swim pools now anyway, because chlorine fucks with my skin. But like as a kid, like that for some reason got in my head, and the sounds in water of you kicking when you swim and the kind of like got to me, and I would always think there was a shark right behind me. And
there was.
Well, I probably, but I've always been about getting over my fears. So, I mean, I haven't started scuba diving yet, but I'm thinking about getting certified. But I have been snorkeling, and I go pretty deep in waters where I know there's sharks, and I've seen sharks in the water, and I've been actually okay, which I didn't think I would be. But the pool still fucking freaks me the fuck out. And movies underwater, and then the only time in my life I've ever passed out standing up was in a shark museum, and there was a great white bust, and I was looking at it, and I got vertigo, and I literally just dropped. And my brothers still will not let me live that down, because I was talking about it, and I'm like, that thing's just so big, it's so fucked up, like could you imagine seeing that in the water? And I looked at it, and I literally thought it came at me, and I just passed out. Like
you're
done. Just like, and
crazy.
they woke me up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a hard pass on swimming in the ocean. I mean, I've been in
I'm
the
the same
ocean
way.
and swam in it, but man, you're swimming in someone else's kitchen right there. Like, fuck
I had a
that.
panic attack.
I will not swim in the Pacific. I will not swim in the Atlantic. But like in the Caribbean, and I'm such a psycho about this, I actually have the shark tracker app on my phone where every shark that's been tagged is on there, and you can see where they are.
Oh, whoa.
So like when I was in St. Thomas, I was pulling it up before I got in the water, like, okay, there's no tagged shark within 100 miles. I'm good.
What about the ones that aren't tagged?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, of course there's ones that aren't tagged, but
fuck that.
So but it's actually weird. In the Caribbean, there's like a huge area where those bigger sharks don't go. But
out here,
so they say.
Crazy. It's crazy living here because I go to Cape Cod once or twice a year, and that's where this was filmed, and also where there are like the majority of like great whites that migrate and everything, which I watch on my weirdo shark trapper app. But unlike any other beach I've ever been to, and I've been to beaches like from the West Coast, Panhandle, everywhere, and Caribbean. When you're in Cape Cod, you go to walk on the beach, and there are giant fucking signs of great whites, like with their mouths open. They're like, there are great whites in these waters. Like, don't swim out past whatever, and don't swim at dusk. Don't swim in the morning. And it's
they're all just don't
like,
swim.
It was just
exactly.
It was just so funny because
Scarlett.
I always talk shit. I talk shit about the beaches because like I said, I'm a water baby, and my husband's like, well, we go to Cape Cod, there's fucking beaches here, there's water. And like the first time I walk on a beach, and I just point at the side, and I'm like, I've never seen it like this anywhere. you think I'm getting this fucking water? Like, you're out of your mind. And he's like, I mean, they just have to put that there. I'm like, no, they don't. Because I've lived other places, like on the West Coast, where there's great white sharks, and there are not signs like this. So no, like,
no, thank you.
This is not a fucking swimming beach, bro. Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Nope.
But yeah, and then you just read about it all the time. But everybody should download the Shark Tracker app. It's actually really cool. No, there's pictures of the shark, but it shows every year, like, how they
their migration.
Migrate. That's cool.
Yeah, all of them migrate exactly the same way, except for one fucking shark. And one shark, it's this lady shark. She goes from Maine all the way across the entire US and goes up to fucking Washington. Whoa. And she's the only one they've ever found that does that. And she'll go down to Mexico.
That's crazy.
She just does whatever the fuck she wants for the last 5 years.
She's all, fuck this.
And her name's something cute like Babs.
Cute.
So obviously she's not going to kill you.
Until she does.
Babs.
She's all, come a little closer. You can pet inside my mouth.
Babs is up to.
Yeah.
It's cool. And then it ends up like that opening scene. Fine. That opening scene's fucking terrifying. Thing. Like
that, I remember being a kid.
I had forgotten about it.
Like, nope.
Dude, and she's like, oh my God, it hurts.
Yeah.
Well, did you see 3 days ago that happened in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, fuck that.
No, there's a video online, and I finally found the uncut version. He died a couple hours later.
Yeah.
But there's a video of him like coming to shore and being like, I don't know what the fuck happened, and blood's everywhere. Like, people are trying to help him.
Yeah, guts all over.
But yeah,
the place.
no big deal. It's fine. It's fine. I like dogs. It's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that opening scene was. I mean, it's so awesome. But Scarlett, you're right.
That drag, like that's
seriously.
Like, you're just like, wow,
dude. And they're doing
I'd rather get eaten alive,
right? And the fact that they were like did that shit in the ocean too. Like, hell, we're gonna tie you to a fucking rope and you're gonna be on one end and just fucking at night and stuff. I'm like, fuck that, man.
Well, nothing's gonna come up and get you. It's
gonna be fine. It's cool.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's gonna be a shark on wheels.
Like Bruce, is a stupid mechanical shark who dropped to the bottom of the ocean and almost, fucked up the whole filming. And I have seen versions of Bruce on the backlot, and I don't give a fuck. He's still fucking scary. He is.
Absolutely.
Like, I've been in that dumb boat, and he just pops up, and he's obviously fake, but that shit is huge. And it's huge. Scary.
It still looked really fucking good though.
Yeah.
Like, it looked as scary as like a real life great white shark.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you talk about special effects in movies in that time period, I don't know that I could think of another movie that the creature was that dead on and scary.
Or like realistic. Yeah. Like, it looked real.
Super.
Yeah, like, no, that's what I mean by dead on. I mean, that's a fucking great fight.
Yeah. Bruce the fucking shark ruled. And he looked real. And he was fucking scary.
He did. But do you know what the funniest thing is about this movie?
What?
The studio actually thought they were going to be able to train a real shark for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It didn't work out very well.
That's so much money. And they actually invested a few marine biologists to try to train sharks to, I guess, fake kill people. I don't fucking know. Know
just
how that came to be or why.
Just bite them a little bit.
I think they would just be like, you think they would be like, we're going to chum the water and send someone down in a cage to film a great white. No, they actually thought they were going to train a shark to be Jaws because
they'll just give them a little nibble. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, you saw how
we'll do that.
Like, you see how well it worked out with that one where they put the fucking dummy in the cage for when Hooper's down in there.
Yeah.
And it gets all fucking squirrely and gets caught in the cage and just like wigging the fuck out. You're like,
that's bad news.
Yeah, that totally would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
The pace of this movie is really good. Yes. Probably because they cut a whole bunch of shit out of the book about the wife and the marriage and all that stuff, where it was just kind of like just streamlined.
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
For a movie, it doesn't need it.
No.
I think that's the beauty of this film. Like, I mean, there's some stuff about the people. But I mean, you don't even see Jaws, I think, till an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
There's enough character development that there's enough of it, but there's like killing throughout the whole fucking thing. So
yeah,
you're not like, oh, here's a fucking hour of this chick cheating on her dude and him being a drunk and just all kind of weird shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, care. Like,
instead you're just like anticipating the shark because like the beginning of it, it's like,
right. It just starts
really
off.
good.
Yep, exactly, dude. And
I mean, it's the perfect representation of a movie that less is more.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely.
It is. Well,
You know,
it turns
like just like Hounds of Baskerville, like the original Sherlock, like the old movie. Like you don't need all the shit. Like you need that buildup. You need the anticipation. You need that feeling of like, what the fuck's about to happen.
Exactly. Like in the book, there's all this setup, and it's way more about the relationship between Brody and his wife and all that. And then there's like, oh, there's this killer shark loose. Like we got to do something about it. That's kind of like secondary, where the movie makes it a monster movie. Like it's like there's a fucking killer shark and it's keeps coming back. And dude, when we were first going to do this and I rewatched it, I had just watched The Meg as well.
Yeah.
And then I noticed, I was like, wait, he's calling the dog in the water, which I think in Jaws, the dog's called Pippet with a T. And then in The Meg, it's called Pippin.
Steven Spielberg's dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was always like, for whatever reason in The Meg, it seemed familiar, that part, but I just never put it together. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh shit. But like, first, why are you throwing a fucking stick in the ocean for your dog to go catch?
Wait. Hold on.
A lot of people do that.
My dog Delilah,
yeah,
you throw rocks in the ocean and that's like her shit. That is literally like, I mean, she doesn't go out though or jump in the waves that far. But when we go to Cape Cod, we throw rocks and skip them because she like freaks out and jumps in.
Well, that's like, oh shit, there's something movement. Like, but you don't.
Dogs want to do.
You don't play fetch like, hey, here's a stick that you were used to playing fetch with. I'm gonna toss it out in the fucking ocean where there's animals that will eat you.
No, that's not true. In Florida, there's a dog park that's actually it's in the Gulf, but it's in the water. And yeah, you throw stuff out and the dogs like jump and go. Like my dog's, she hated swimming, but if we got this boogie board and we went out to the second sandbar, she was so mad that we had the boogie board. She would swim out to like yank it from us and swim it back to shore to like step on it and not let us play with it.
But you're just asking for your dog to get eaten by a fucking shark. It doesn't have to be a great white shark. It could be lots of different sharks.
Selena, maybe she rests. But that dog
she got eaten by a shark.
She would have fucked that shark up.
I don't know.
The whole time we had her, I was always like, what do you think she'd do if she caught a groundhog or a cat? Christian was like, she'd kill it. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, she's so sweet. And then one day we were hiking at State College, the trails behind State College, and there was a bunch of groundhogs on the field. And Christian and I were talking, and all of a sudden I hear like this crazy noise, and I look, and there's just like fucking like organs everywhere, and this groundhog splayed. I've never seen Christian that mad. And he's like, what the fuck? Like freaking out and screaming at her as this thing is squealing. And I'm like, if you don't step on its fucking head,
you gotta
and
kill it.
Like let her kill it.
And
he's like, fine, go kill it. And it was funny. 2 days ago, it popped up on my memories. It was 11 years ago.
Poor Punxsutawney Phil.
Proud I have ever seen that dog. She looked like Braveheart. She had just blood everywhere, like war paint. And she was like, yeah.
She's like, fuck you and your 6 more weeks of winter, you stupid fuck.
Exactly, which I feel the same way.
Right.
But yeah, if she was swimming out to like just take the boogie board away from us so we couldn't have fun because she was the fun police, she would have seen a fucking shark and been like, you're dead. Like, that's
fuck you.
Killing your ass.
And then the shark would have been like,
really
oh, that's cute.
On the dog. And and I mean, I have like a Chihuahua min pin, and I think that he could probably take a shark that was maybe less than 3 feet long. for sure.
I guess. I mean, I guess maybe, probably not. But
the thing is you're not thinking about like, okay, so my dogs are outside. There's bald eagles, there's hawks, there's all kinds of birds of prey and like fucking murderers. Like,
and you just hate your animals. That's all I hear. You're like,
no,
here you go.
I love them so much.
Good luck, dumbass. That's what I hear.
No, I don't. But I'm just saying it's more dangerous for them probably in my yard than in the ocean. I mean, like deep in the ocean, no, but like on the waves. Come on, man.
But poor Pippet.
I have an irrational fear, and I'm more sound-minded than you about this.
Poor Pippet was the second thing to get killed by Jaws in the film. Goddamn.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, that we know of. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see Jaws yet, so maybe not.
This is
Jaws
true.
could just be misunderstood.
Could be.
Remember,
that's what I
don't
said.
See Jaws till an hour and 20 minutes in the film. Who knows who's doing the killings before that?
Well, even so, I posted this when I posted because the anniversary just happened of Jaws being released.
Yeah.
Dude, sharks just doing shark shit. Like you're in its kitchen.
Yeah.
You're taking on that risk. Yeah.
Shit?
Yeah.
And most of the time they always say those attacks happen because they look like it's people on a raft or people on a surfboard. It's because they look like a turtle or they look like something that sharks. Yeah, seals.
They look like food.
They look like food.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
It's not the shark's fault.
No.
It's just fucking doing shark shit.
Yeah.
No.
Just swimming around.
And on top of it, like media makes it worse. Like
Mm-hmm.
that dumb show, fucking Naked and Afraid. For some reason, I was watching it one night, and they had to get picked up by going to the ocean. And one of the girls is like, "This is Shark City, and I'm on my period. Like they're gonna get me." So I was like, "I'm gonna Google this because I'm really actually curious."
Yeah, if it's real now.
So many actual field studies of putting human blood in water, like chumming with fish.
Mm-hmm.
Putting human blood in water, putting lamb blood in water, putting horse blood in water, putting dog, like all different kinds. And
they go right after the dog blood.
Smell from they can smell from 5 miles away. But they did not circle or come up for like anything other than fish chum.
Oh.
Like they really hone in on like what they know as food.
I don't trust that shit. I don't trust it.
Okay, well, I mean, you can go. There's universities that.
I'm never going in
science
the water, the ocean when I'm menstruating. So, FYI, people.
No, I mean, I'm not either. But I'm just saying that the media, continues this fear.
Yeah,
and it was funny. Even like the guys and everyone else who were like on this, trip to try to get picked up were like, oh, I cut my leg. The sharks are gonna smell it, and we're gonna, so like the people with cuts were like on the raft, and the people who didn't have cuts or weren't bleeding were like the ones like swimming and pushing it. And I'm like, oh my god, you guys.
Peter Benchley even said like he regretted writing the book the way he did because everyone was just, oh my god, sharks are fucking terrible. Let's go kill everything after the movie came out and everything. So it's like I get it,
Yeah,
but because they'll get
or I'm super scared of hippos.
Right?
Nightmares every night about running
hippos
into
are
a hippo.
Hippos are super
hippos
wild.
They're fucking
really
crazy.
angry.
Yeah.
The
They can crush
wiggly
watermelons
ears
with their
aren't
mouth.
cute. I mean, they're cute, but they're not.
They're
That means,
adorable.
like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Dude.
Yeah.
All right, but Robert Shaw, I've never seen an actor more perfect or play a role as perfect as he did Quint. First of all, Quint's like an awesome character anyway.
He's great.
But nobody could have played that better than Robert Shaw. And I forget who the fuck. Oh, God damn it. Now I'm losing my mind who was supposed to play Quint, but they passed on it. Some big name actors. I forget 2 of them. It's so good. It was fucking Robert Shaw because he fucking nailed it.
Oh yeah, he's so grizzly.
Yeah,
like
just everything about him.
I would like to meet him. I mean, in person. I feel like that's him.
Oh yeah, and it's he really was that guy. Like fucking raging drunk. And a bunch of issues on the fucking set with him being drunk, but he always pulled his shit off. But dude, he fucking.
I mean, him with a machete is like the best, I think, single picture from the filming of that.
Oh yeah.
Movie.
I don't know. I've watched this movie probably like 3 times since we said we were going to do this episode, and every time I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Quint is such a fucking rad character. It's fucking super good. Super good.
Yeah, fantastic.
The way he dies in the book, I don't know if I prefer it. The way he died in the movie is definitely more grisly because he just drowns in the book. He just gets tied up and the shark drags him under the fucking, because he harpoons like the shark 1,000,000 times, which I guess is more heroic. And then he gets caught up and the shark takes him under. But I do wish they would have given him a little more of a like he fucked the shark up more before he died. A few machete stabs and he's like, like, no, Quint, you're awesome. Rest in peace. Oh, but yeah.
I mean, everything about this movie seemed like it was destined to fail. Bruce sank to the bottom of the ocean. It was supposed to be a 50-day shoot. It ended up being a 150-day shoot. There were malfunctions.
The film
quit. Yeah.
The film fucking sank to the bottom.
Yeah.
No, I mean, everyone just thought it was going to be like a pile of shit, but
ended up being like freaking summer blockbuster.
Well, dude, that's crazy that the fucking
and it was actually supposed to come out in winter, which is so funny. I don't know why the fuck they wanted to do that, but they said an estimated 67 million Americans saw it upon its release. That's, I mean, back then, that's fucking crazy.
Well, yeah,
now
I don't know if it was the Orca that sank because that sank a few times too.
Orca, yes.
But or if it was just like another boat that they had around that sank, but the film was on it. Like the whole movie, fucking it sank to the bottom, and then they were like, luckily, since it's salt water, it didn't hurt the film since it's pretty much.
You mean the actual recordings of the film?
Like the film.
Oh,
the film,
shit.
The canisters and everything, but the photographer was like, well, luckily it's kind of like the same solution we used to develop the film anyway, so it kind of didn't hurt it at all. So
too, originally there was another director.
Mm-hmm.
But in all the pre-production, he kept calling the shark the whale. And it put such a bad taste in the producer's mouth that they fired him.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, this isn't fucking Moby Dick, dude. It'd be a very different movie.
It is not. The fucking the misdirection is awesome in this movie too. Like especially the part where they go into the estuary and they're like, oh my God, and it's a fucking kid with the fins. And then while you're like focused on that, then it comes up in the estuary. Dude.
No, I mean, this is like the perfect creature feature monster. Like this.
Oh, yeah.
This is what you want in that kind of movie. You know, there's so many times in it that you get that like kind of your heartbeat starts pumping up a little bit more and you're like, what are they doing? What are they going to do? And like rewatching it for this, there was so much that I forgot about it that I was like, God, they did this so fucking well. It just shows how great Spielberg really is. And it's so much fun. Like,
it is fun.
And it's a movie that when I rewatched it again a couple of days ago, you know, I was really like, oh, it's going to seem so dated, but it's not. Like the effects are still there. Like it still looks good. Everything looks great. You can,
Bruce still looks good.
This movie. I mean, what year was it? In the 70s?
75, yeah.
75, yeah.
Yeah, so it's fucking crazy. 50 years ago, this movie was filmed. And
it was ahead of its time.
Gone. It's insane. In this movie, you could watch it today and be like, this looks great.
Yeah,
for still like makes me feel the way I should when I watch this kind of movie. It freaks me out, and you're not laughing at it like, oh my God,
practical effects.
Back in the day, this freaked me out, you know, which so many movies do. When I rewatch them, I'm like, I can't believe this scared me.
Yeah, no. Yeah. The practical effects like 100% hold up, you know.
Absolutely,
totally.
The casting was great, like the chemistry they all had together.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone in the fucking movie, you know what I mean? was good. Fucking Dreyfus
Yeah.
and Shaw and Scheider.
And-
Like the whole
I
fucking
mean, there is dumb stuff like the fact that he's scared of the water and he's, you know,
right.
but I think it adds to the charm.
It absolutely does.
And I love that there is the element of campiness because I think without it, the movie wouldn't resonate
Right.
as much as it does.
Like the mayor in the book
Yeah.
is like all mixed up with like the mob, and that's why he's like, we can't close
Oh,
the
really?
shit because he's in debt. Yeah, with all
That's
these fucking
right.
Ah.
all this stuff. Which
I mean, they should have thrown that in because
Yeah.
you're near Jersey. Why not?
yeah, I mean
Near New
they
York.
allude to it because he's all like, I don't know,
Totally.
you know, like he's all fucking weird about closing it and shit.
Yeah.
But in the book
Yeah.
again, since it's
But I mean, it makes sense that it's not mob because honestly, you know, tourism season, like you can't lose that. You can't.
right.
Like
And
as
I mean,
someone
he
who
says-
owns a or doesn't own, but runs a restaurant group somewhere that is very tourist oriented. If like shit happened and we couldn't be open for summer, like that's
right.
it.
So yeah, I mean, you get it. The Scar scene where they're all around the table and just showing shit, and, you know, just that whole thing.
That was great.
I'm like, God damn, like they're all the perfect character and the perfect actor to play that. Like, I love the dynamic. Like, I'm so glad they changed Hooper into like a nerdy rich dude,
Yeah.
marine biologist guy, instead of like some suave fucking dick throwing dude, you know, like this young stud that I'm like, oh, that would have sucked.
That would have been terrible.
Like that
Yeah.
weird, that's a weird dynamic to have in there. And he lives in this and he dies in the book like super quick. So spoiler alert, if anyone wants to read the book.
Yeah, I'm interested now to read the book.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's good. It's still good. And most of the stuff that happens in the movie still happens in the book. There's just like so much more of it is an issue between husband and wife stuff.
I mean, I could see that. And with the book too, you kind of need sometimes that sort of thing. But the weirdest thing about this, when I was looking through all like the fun facts, so I must want to watch it to time it. But apparently there is less than 4 minutes of Bruce in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of like seeing
That's
him.
true. Like actually seeing him.
Which
And they
is
spent all this money.
fucking crazy. And also speaks so highly of, you know, I don't know, the film.
Yeah.
Because you would never think, like if you watch that and the first time you watched it ever, if someone came to you later and was like, the shark's only in for 4 minutes, you'd be like, fuck you. Like, no way.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
What's like the first time you see it really when they're out and they're like they're having them chum the water. You can come down, chum some of this shit, and he tosses it. It just comes up. And you're like, whoa, the fuck? That's odd. That's an awesome scene. The fucking dude, his ad-libbed, probably most fucking you know what I'm saying, Scarlett? The fucking most remembered line in the thing. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
That's absolutely it.
Hell yeah.
That's like the best line ever.
It is. It's fucking Roy Scheider fucking did it up.
Yeah. That and what is it? Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Oh yeah.
Take a shot.
Oh,
It's like one of our favorite things. Like there's like a few of those in that movie that I'm always just like, yeah, or like I'll say it and I'm like, yeah. Like but when I rewatched it, I was like, fuck, I used to say that all the time. It used to be like one of the best things. You go take a shot with people. Here's the song. Like they're like, what? I'm like, never mind. You don't get it.
Just like anything he says, any line he had.
Oh yeah.
Is fucking great. His whole fucking speech about swimming in the water in the fucking USS Indiana or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
that whole thing is crazy.
Right? Or what is it? Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie is so fucking rad.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, you can't. I mean, to me, I think you can't really get better. I mean, this movie literally made most people afraid of the fucking water.
Yeah. And hate sharks. And we're like, let's kill all the sharks in the ocean.
People don't hate lions. They don't hate all these other fucking animals. They're like, oh, they're majestic, even though they'd kill me. But fucking sharks, they're like, fuck sharks.
Yeah.
Fuck sharks.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it
don't want to go in the water.
doesn't help that
Yeah.
sharks attack swimmers or surfers and shit. But yeah, no, totally.
But if you look at the statistics, it's really so
I
fucking
know.
low.
I know. I'm just saying.
From someone who
saying.
is terrified.
Terrified of pool sharks.
No, but I'm actually, but I'm terrified of real sharks in the water, and I'm
Yeah,
terrified
should
of the sounds of my head underwater that it makes. Like once my ears go under the water, I have to like breathe through to kind of like make myself not have a panic attack, because I don't believe in being fucking weak, dude. So I pushed through it despite my initial reaction to freak the fuck out. Like,
I hear
it
you.
was funny. Like I went to Puerto Rico with, Charlie Price, and
The crew.
he had never been snorkeling, neither had his girlfriend. And like I got in, I'm the only one who'd been snorkeling before, and I could see them both struggling to breathe. They were like freaking out. And I was like, great. So I can't have my meditative, like 5 minutes I usually take to myself, where I just like float in the water and like,
Acclimate
tell myself
yourself.
everything's going to be okay. But it actually ended up being better, because like I'm so like I wanted to get them comfortable. So I just focused on that. And like by the time they were okay, I was like, yeah, I want to see some fucking fish. Like I'm good.
I hear you. Scarlett, what's one of your favorite things about this movie?
It's funny because when you're talking about the sound,
Uh-huh.
that's literally my favorite part about the movie, is that when it goes underwater, and then
right.
like it's just, you literally have just that sound, and then it's like but you hear the dulling, like the dullness of the music in the background.
Yeah.
And then when it lifts back up, it's all, you hear the laughter and the rides go, just all the sound of the rides, but you hear all that shit.
No.
And it just it reminds you
And
of actually being
I
at the
blame this
beach.
movie for my sound phobia
100%.
for sure.
100%. Yeah, no,
Because
that's
of
why
that.
I was
But
like,
it
oh,
is
dude.
amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, that, and it's just the fear of like from the beginning. And like, I don't know, I watched the trailer, like, because when you brought this up.
Right. We weren't alive when the trailer
exactly.
was
I was like,
out.
or
Yeah.
we weren't alive. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this trailer. That thing was terrifying. Like
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, like the wording of it, like everything. And it's just, you're just like, oh.
Trailers
Like,
used to be so much better than they are now.
Yeah, like one of the things it says, like none of
trailers now show you all the most important
It shows you
parts.
everything
Trailer
about the
back
damn
then
movie.
just showed you the things that fucking got you engaged.
Yeah.
And wanting to see it.
Piqued
Like,
your
I hate
curiosity.
I don't watch them.
Thank you.
I'll literally watch
for
like
that.
the first, like I'll watch the first teaser trailer, but if it like starts to look like there's too much, I just turn it off.
Right.
Yeah, no, they give away too much. But I mean, I think they actually want that. Like, I think they want to know what happens, or they won't get invested enough to like go pay money to see it.
Oh yeah.
Which to me, it's like the exact opposite. I want to.
Yeah, that's the
I
complete.
want like teasers to be like, ooh.
What's the point of seeing it if you already know the good shit?
Like, I'm gonna throw you money. Show me more.
Right?
Know?
Exactly.
But maybe we're more of the strip club generation.
Yeah,
and they're
maybe.
more of the what generation?
Short attention span generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of sound, do we know what sound was used for the shark?
No.
Not.
Even though sharks don't make sounds.
Yeah,
Wasn't
really
it something from Spielberg's other movie?
Yeah, from Duel. It was the truck. They used that.
Nice.
For, yeah.
Okay.
Which is great. I mean, like, I love that.
Yeah.
And then
it works.
that it worked. Yeah.
And no one knows
Like,
sharks
if
don't
it's
make
not
sounds.
broke,
You all
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
You're like, this shark's
No,
fucking growling.
How many of us have seen a great white underwater?
Yeah.
Heard
right?
it?
No.
No.
I get it. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I don't want to either.
Well,
but I hope that they do make that noise in case I'm underwater. So if I hear it, I know that I need to get out.
Yeah. I mean, that would be nice to hear.
If they could just not tag sharks with trackers and just tag them with sirens, that would be.
Just tag them with the Jaws music.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Now
So,
you know.
so if
Be
any
like,
of you who are listening work with sharks, could you just tag them with some sort of speaker or like sonar or what? I don't know. You guys have technology. Just like so we know. Because I do like swimming and I like seeing octopi
Or
other fish.
or tag it with the Family Guy voice of Jaws. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna eat you. I'm coming to eat you.
God.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get your little
the
toes.
pervert. Yeah. I'm
I
gonna
forgot
get
about
your
that.
little baby toes.
Oh, I'm gonna bite you real bad
Oh,
right
it
now.
seems so soft. It seems so soft. Ugh.
All right,
I
all
gotta
right,
take a
all right.
shower. Ugh.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much talked about how awesome this movie is. So I think I think it's time we
Candy corn?
candy corn time. Candy corn motherfucking time. We'll go Scarlett, Rick. How many?
We're doing 5. That's what
Yeah.
I thought.
That's
I'm
a
going
that's
5.
a good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's it.
I don't think you could get much better.
Yeah, I remembered it as being good. Rewatched it, it was good. Watched it again, it was great. And yeah, that's amazing. I love that movie.
Oopzilla.
It is a motherfucking 5. My
Oh.
first 5. This movie, I'll give it 5 again and again and again.
Triple fives.
It's good. Yeah.
All right.
No,
Well,
it's worth it, man. And
You
it
know-
stands the test of fucking time.
it does.
Absolutely.
It's so fucking old and it still looks
Yeah.
good. And Quint. Oh,
Yeah.
love that man.
Quint's the man. He is the
It's-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the man.
He and I would be like super good friends. We'd just like kick people's asses, you know. I feel like he's racist though, but
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably just
at
hates.
his age in the
but, like-
70s, it's fine. We'll give
Yeah.
him a pass.
Yeah, but
No
he's
big
like-
deal.
He would be racist like everybody though. He'd be like fucking Polacks or like whatever. Like everybody
Yeah.
would get it. Like
Oh, no, he
they're
hates
fucking
everyone.
Italians.
He's not, yeah.
Yeah, no. He'd be like
He hate himself. It's
he'd
fine.
be like the most inclusive racist dude ever.
Exactly.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain.
Got a whale of a tail of two. Has a whale of a tail of two. Sunken ships in a sail.
Now, I'm not going to go 5 because I am really
Oh,
hard.
what the fuck? You really?
Wow.
Not going to go 5, but it is a 4. This is a 4.5 for me. It's not perfect,
Okay, that's
but it's
good.
4.5.
That's like
It's-
the highest you've
yeah,
ever.
it's in the 4s, and that's real good.
Unless it's Elvis. It's not
Yeah, you know. But yeah, I mean, he really doesn't get much better than Scarlett Rick's
It does look
handlebar
like a
mustache
mustache.
that you guys can't see right now. Oh, spit it out! Spit it out!
I almost spit that water all over my computer, man. I know.
And
it's
also,
funny,
she has
I
the
was-
most beautiful white teeth you've ever seen.
Uh huh.
In case you've
They're
never.
not
Does
that-
have good-
They're not that white. It's just
they're
in
not my
camera.
teeth.
They're not my real teeth. I just take them out. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no.
fine.
Thank you, though.
Most of mine
Yeah.
are capped. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. So 4.5 because you really can't get much better than this movie. It's as good of
he
a
is
fucking
so
monster
jaded
movie.
and so like, oh God.
Come on, 4.5 though is
Unfortunately.
really good for me.
No, that is like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's real good. And I mean, there's nothing.
That's
There's,
some BDE, baby. Good
yeah, oh
job.
yeah, taking
Proud
care
of
of
you.
butts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I love it, and I love like just about everything about it. You know, it's just
By the way,
I don't
did
know.
you know I actually paid to copyright or trademark?
taking care of butts.
Taking care of butts. That's pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I was trademarking a couple other things for my business.
Might
Just
as well.
randomly looked at how much it would cost to trademark taking care of butts, and I own that, but I'll just
Yeah.
say We own that.
You know,
we own it.
That's rad.
if anyone wants to use it, they got to go through us. So
I
deal
will
with
sue
that.
them.
Yeah, bitches.
I will. I'm not petty about many things, but if you use taking care of butts, I will fucking find you.
Yeah.
So listen to that.
Your ass is grass. Yeah, I mean, I would assume that anybody listening
Priorities.
right? Anyone listening has seen this movie a million times. So we're not telling you anything new. But yeah, there's certain movies throughout the history of horror that are like just iconic, and there's really nothing wrong with them, and Jaws is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, everybody, we'd like to thank Scarlett Rick for coming back on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Scarlett Rick and her sweet mustache.
My mustache, dude. I'm gonna be doing this. I do this all the time too, so it's gonna.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna start
good.
laughing.
You gotta take a picture of that. That's so
I
good.
do. Yeah, I gotta do it.
It's so
Great.
fucking funny.
And we'd like to thank all of you for tuning in, and we'd like to thank Oubliette for being here, for breaking
Waking
away
back up.
from the fucking
Yeah.
from the grind that is her work that shall not be named.
But
Or
I
where-
feed you fuckers, and I love feeding you.
Yes.
So
All
We'll
out of
feed you
Eat
monster
up.
candy.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy.
All right, everybody. It's the Monster Candy Podcast.
Candy man, bitch.
See ya.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Take care.
Like scary movies.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun,
Groovy.
You ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight? We don't have to be mean.
Yeah, Jack Burton just looks that big old storm right square in the eye and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat. Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.